right, you guys, welcome back to the podcast, Modern Marketing with Lori Irvin. I am here today with Fharas and from A1 Rituals. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you're here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited and nervous.
I know, but just pretend we're talking, just the two of us. I thought we would like kick things off. Just maybe you could give us a little bit of an intro to who you are, tell us a little bit about A1 Rituals, and I always want to hear how you got started.
Yes, well, I'm Faris. I am the founder and maker, but as I'm the one that does everything
You
at
are the
A1
everything
Rituals.
inside your
Yes,
business.
yes, yes. Candles, reed diffusers, room linen spray, soaps now. So, yeah. I'm an immigrant living in Canada. I have a big family.
I
That's
was
how
going to
I
say, tell us how many children you have, please.
I have seven children.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But this is like the Brady Bunch, I have to say. My husband has four, I have two, and from previous marriages, and together we have one. And we
He's the
have
Brady
six
Bunch.
living, yeah, the Llewellyn Bunch is how I call it. And it's amazing because we do. Like we do engage in activities just like the Brady Bunch that we used to see back in the days, like the road trips, the family activities, and all that.
Love
It's
that.
amazing, and
Yeah.
we do have a great family dynamic, and yeah, it's
Okay, so like
amazing.
in all of your oodles of extra time as you're doing all these things and you have, I'm pretty sure you started when you had a brand new baby.
I actually started with my pregnancy before,
Okay.
and this is like the story of the brand, right?
Yeah.
When I got pregnant, I was working with my husband. He is a financial advisor, and I was in the corporate world with him, and I got pregnant, and it was a tough pregnancy for me, and I had to be put at home, and of course. Immediately I just didn't want to work. It was like tough, so he had to look for some help. I was at home, and at 3 days after I was bored, so bored with nothing to do. And I needed to do something that kept my mind occupied because I was going crazy.
Yep.
And so I decided to go ahead and do a candle course. And I have to tell you that because this is like my entrepreneurial person, right? The hidden
Yes, like you already
entrepreneur in
had
me.
that inside of you, and then you saw
Yes.
this candle course and you thought of, whoa, I could actually
When
build a
I
candle
finished
empire.
this candle course was actually like 4 weeks, right?
Oh,
So yeah, because I was looking to do something to keep myself
mhm,
occupied from
mhm.
home. I didn't go anywhere. This was from home. And when I finished my first candle, I was like, no, I can make this a business. And we are
Yeah.
making this a business.
Oh, you are making
And,
this a business.
and I finished the course. And as soon as I finished, and I had like 12 candles around, I started getting my materials, making
I
candles.
remember having this conversation with you and you saying you gave candles to everyone as part of the experience and to like start things off. And I thought that was so interesting.
Because when you like what you do, right, and you know that it's coming out pretty nice, and you have like 1,000 candles around, you just give them
There's
away.
only so
So
many you can burn.
yeah, exactly. So you give one, two, and I started like just giving away random candles, and
Mhm.
actually by giving away, I started receiving requests for sale, like, can you make one for this for me? I have a gift to do. And this is like, this does have potential, right?
Mhm.
And I stumbled upon this candle rule, the 84 candle rule, which is that in order to start your business as a pretty savvy candle maker, you need to make 84 candles and give them away. Now, 84 candles is like, it might not sound a
No, that's
lot.
a lot of candles.
That's a
Like that's
lot
got to
of
be a lot of
candles.
hours of work too.
And it's not just making them. it's making
Mhm.
them properly, because you cannot just make 84 candles and give them away. You have to make sure that this candle is burning right, is safe,
Mhm.
it has
It's
the scent.
essentially you want those candles to be sell worthy. And so I guess the theory is that by the end of those 84 candles, you have a product that's ready to sell.
And let me tell you, like, it's never 84 candles, because
Yeah.
when I stumble upon that rule on internet doing research about the candle making business, I had already given away like hundreds of candles. I was making candles and giving it to my family's big, to my
Mhm.
mother-in-law, to my father-in-law, to everybody. I was the teacher at school, the secretary, that everybody was getting candles from me. And everybody who would visit, because we have a big
You were
cottage
like
actually.
Oprah giving out candles.
And when I gave enough candles, and I had a few people coming back asking for candles, and I decided to then go for the 84 candles that I was going to give away, meaningful
Mhm.
to.
With the intention that those 84 candles, it was given away, but you were treating it like it was a purchase, kind of.
Exactly. And let me tell you, I had one, because I was not giving actually one, because 84 people is a lot, right? So I
Hmm.
was making like little kits with three candles, and I would write down, to this person I gave three, to this, and I still have that list. So there was this lady, which I gave her three candles. She came to visit someone, and I know her, she's close to me. And I sent her the three little samples, and she's from New York. She went back home, and she called me from there and said, like, I need 10 of those boxes that you made for me. And that was my first big order ever, worth like
How did that
$700.
feel? Like you must have just felt like this is,
Um,
I feel like every small business has this moment where they're like, oh shit, this is gonna work.
but
But
it's
it's
like,
part panic, part excitement.
I still think about it, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's like, how did that happen? And I had to, and then it was not only making the candles. Then I had to immediately was pushed into, oh my God, I need to wrap this. I need to buy boxes. I need to buy shrink paper. I need to buy bows. And what am I going to do?
Which is also part of a really cool part of the process because I think so many people get stuck on the conception of building a business and they think they have to have that whole plan, all the logistics, but there's actually no way to know what those logistics are until you're actually in the game.
And then I was introduced to a part of, introduced, no, push to get
Yeah,
into
shoved,
a part of the business that people don't necessarily pay attention to, which is packaging.
which you
And
do exceptionally well.
thank you. I
Like, and
appreciate
I'm
that.
a packaging person. Like, I purchase things based on packaging because I love it. And I think it's a little bit of my marketing and advertising background. So that was one of the first things I noticed about your candles.
Yes, because I'm a person that likes to do research, and
Hmm.
everything that I'm going to engage into, I do an extensive research. So
Hmm.
I knew when I was forced to do these candles for this lady, 10 boxes. I researched the packaging and ways to package, and I wanted to have a. I already had an idea that my brand I wanted it to be luxurious but also rustic,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
going into that, minimalistic, and also easy for
Clean.
me to do it
Yeah.
because I was the only person doing it, so. And I learned that sometimes people buy things, and just the opening, the unboxing, the
Yes.
whole of it, it's
Yes.
an experience that they look for, you
And
know
they already have a preconceived notion about how they feel about that product based on opening that. This is going to sound so silly, but when my second son was born, I started a children's consignment store online. I had like 1,200 customers all over just like these areas. My husband would joke that he would meet men to hand over pink onesies in like alleyways. But like even that experience, everybody was like, "Well, why don't you just use this kind of bag or why don't you do this? Like it's only a $6, $10 order." And I'm like, "Because the second you open something, the way that it's packaged or bagged or whatever, it already makes you feel a certain way about the purchase that you've made. So if it's in a crappy thing and you might you're going to feel differently about it.
I don't want to brag, but my candles are good.
They are
But
good.
the whole unboxing experience when someone buys it and get that box and looks so like I have
Mhm.
returning customer just because of the packaging,
Yeah,
and
I
I know my
totally
candles
get
are
that.
good and people like my candles, but
Mhm.
people buy for the packaging, they go crazy about it, and I get a lot of
Makes it
compliments.
giftable too.
Yeah, yep, yeah, a lot of gifts. Yep, 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 yep. So
I love that. I love that. Okay, so that was awesome. Um, Can you tell us a bit more, like what's working for you inside your business right now? And I know we've had this conversation already, but I think it will surprise a lot of people because they need to go check you out on Instagram. A1 Rituals, right? With
A1
Fharas,
Rituals by Fharas.
by Fharas. Okay.
Yeah.
And your Instagram presence is stunning. Your website is stunning. It's all done by you. Um, but it isn't necessarily exactly what connects the dots in your business, right?
Yeah. What's working for me right now is the markets, in-person
Mm,
markets. And which is something that I would recommend to people that are starting craft or small businesses where products are out there. You
mhm.
need to think about market. It's an investment because to be in a market, you have to pay, you have to prepare yourself, you have to get not only your products, but a table, a
And
chair,
the
a
time, it's a
tent,
time investment too.
and a time investment. But if like that is my number one sell, that's how I get most of my sales through markets, and that's how I'm getting most of my returning clients through markets.
Mhm,
So I try to do as many markets as I can. And that is what's working best for me. It also give me the opportunity to sell myself.
mhm.
Which is something that I wanted when we got into when we're talking about the podcast. This is something that I had in mind that I need to tell other people that
Mm,
are engaging in small business, creating their own small business. If you're selling products, the
mhm.
first thing that you need to sell is yourself, and it's not just like, "Hi, I'm here." It has to be meaningful, and you have to be able to connect with other people. If
Mhm,
you are not able to do that in a world that people are seeking for connection,
mhm.
people are seeking for connection. People want to buy your product not because it's actually good, it has to be good, but they
Yeah.
want to buy it because it's from
Good is
you.
the assumption.
Exactly, but they want to buy it because it's from you. So
Yeah. And
before.
I think it's they also want to come back and buy it the second time because it's you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, totally. They have to connect with you. Like a minute ago, the story behind the brand was something important because stories sell.
Hmm.
But guess who has the story? Guess who's the main character of the story normally? It's
Yeah.
you as the
Yeah.
business owner. So people want to connect not necessarily with the story, but with the character, the main character in the story, and that
Hmm.
is you, right? So why
Yeah.
you started? Why are you doing this? Why are you passionate about it? And something also that I want to make bring up is that when you go to markets, right, everybody has problems, everybody has situation. I have 7 kids, a blended family, like I am between here and there. It's like I'm all over the place, so I
Yeah.
have situations every day that I have to deal with. But
Hmm.
when I am at a market, those situations go away, and I need to connect,
Hmm.
right? And
You're
I have
focused.
seen people next to me not sell anything at all in a 8-hour market
Hmm.
because they can't connect, because they
Right.
bring, and you talk with the person next to you, and you talk because you're going to spend the next hours together, and you discuss
Mhm.
everything with them, and
Mhm.
you get to know that they have an issue before getting to the market, and they bring that issue and they have it on them during the market, and that
Yeah.
so it's you have to learn how to
You
sell
are the
you.
store.
Yeah, you have to learn how to sell yourself and connect.
Well, and wouldn't you say there's a few other candle companies out there?
Yes, that is something else. Um, the market, people say that the market is saturated, and
Mhm.
there are a lot of candles out there. But like I said, what the world is missing is your candles.
Yeah, you and the experience that you are creating.
There, if you are able to take your product, to take your business and add to it your personality, your story, and your uniqueness, there's no other competition. It doesn't matter. Like, there's enough for everybody. So there's a lot of people coming up with market candle business, but there's a lot of people closing their candle business as well, you know
Hmm. Hmm.
and never since I started, it has come to my mind my competition. And I have been put next to another candle person in marketing places, and we both sell, and it's
Well, and
fine.
there's a reason why car dealerships are sitting right next to one another, right? Because
Yeah,
people want people are looking, not every single customer wants your
yeah,
candles. They're not looking for that experience. Um, some people just want to pick up a candle at like Home Sense, right?
yeah,
But some people, when they come and experience you, they're going to come back.
yeah. No, and there's a whole bunch of ways to figure that out without being afraid of the competition. You need to figure out your niche, right?
Mhm.
So the candles that this person is making is not necessarily the candles that you're going to make. You have to feel comfortable with the product that you
You're
are
very
offering.
creative with your
Yeah.
candles. Very creative. Like, for instance, your Mother's Day candles that you kind of have coming out right now, they are so unlike anything I've ever seen. How do you come up with all of these different ideas?
This is so funny because I learned this after actually being out there a long, for a long time. And is that I have 84 different candles, like 84
Hmm.
cents.
Hmm.
And for each candle is one name.
Hmm.
Every candle that I create is attached to a memory of mine.
I
So
did not know that.
unconsciously, I like, honestly, I didn't know it either. Right. I just like, by people, having people ask me, so what about this candle, so what about this candle, and I would find, like, when I started, like, when I started the candle business, I started with a signature collection and a seasonal collection. So it was four candles that was my
Hmm.
signature all year
Hmm.
round candles, and the seasonals that were it was in summer.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
in the signature collection, I had rustic charm that I made in honoring my husband. Rustic
Hmm.
because he's just that man, but also charming. And I name it's
Yep.
a masculine
Oh.
scent, and I name it after him, Rustic Charm. So that was that candle. I had Sunset in Muskoka, which is where I make my candles. I have a cottage in Gravenhurst,
Probably
Muskoka,
your favorite
and
time of the
this is
day.
where I make my candles. And the sunset is actually something that inspired me a lot. Like, I feel like doing stuff when I have that sunset right there. So sunset in
Hmm.
Muskoka, also something nostalgic and a memory that I have.
Hmm.
Then I had Whispers in Kashmir, which is remind me my bedroom, my master bedroom at the cottage, right? It's because with so many kids, it's hard to have a private moment, and
Uh-huh.
the Whisper in Kashmir is our bedroom. It's close to us. It's soft. It's intimate. It's Whisper in Kashmir, and that night is nostalgia. which was the memory that I have in my teen years. In
Hmm.
the 90s, I don't know if you're probably younger than me, but
I
in the
don't think so.
90s, when I was a teen, we used to sit on a couch
I was a
and
teen in '90s too.
oh, well, so then you probably remember this. It was just on the couch the whole day watching MTV with a bowl of Fruit Loop cereal.
That's so true.
And that is 90s nostalgia. It's a
Waiting for your video to come on so that you could record it.
Yep. And so this is how I created my signature collection. But I didn't realize that until a few people asked me about each candle. And then oh my goodness, each candle, it's like a memory. It's nostalgic. So
Mm-hmm.
when people in any collection, any of the 84 candles, when people smell them and I tell them the relationship between the smell and the name of the candle, it's
Hmm.
like an immediate click and people are like, I'm buying this.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. And smells really do bring you back to certain times in your life, or they give you like a feeling.
Yeah, there's a candle pretty popular. I think you know it. It's Summer Fling.
Oh yeah, got it right here.
So Summer Fling is actually that. When we were
It smells
kids,
like I always say that it smells like Sour Patch Kids.
to me it's a candy, right? So
Yeah.
to me it's a candy, and I when I was pretty young, right, we used to go to resorts with my parents and spend like a week, a long weekend, whatever, and you meet all kind because you're there to have fun, and as a kid you're meeting other kids and you will have that encounter with that
Yep.
guy, that other and it was like a summer thing, right?
I
And but
love
you
that
did
summer fling.
a summer fling, but you didn't drink. You couldn't go to the
You
whatever
just had
because
ice cream.
you had ice cream and candy, lollipops, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I related or associated summer fling candle with candy. It smells like candy because back that time, the only thing I could do is had a lollipop in my mouth while I was talking to this kid,
Or
right?
go to the corner store and get an ice cream together.
Exactly. So this is how, like that, and the other ones that I mentioned previously. This is how all my candles are like linked to a memory of mine that is pretty relatable to any of my customers. If they
Yeah.
come with anything, like I can totally make them connect with that memory, and they will buy
I love
it.
Okay, before I ask you the wrap up questions, tell us about your YouTube channel, just because I think like you're starting to teach people how to build their own businesses. And I feel like this might be of interest to people listening to this episode.
Well, this is a very important question because, like I said before, I am a person that like to do research.
Hmm.
And when I started the candle making, I was on the internet looking for everything. And honestly, I couldn't find any Canadian candle makers sharing their experiences.
Hmm.
There's like maybe three or four, which is not enough. All
No.
everything I got was from people from the United States or people from the UK. Like actually good tips and people that are not only successful in their candle business, but they're also successful in their YouTube channel because they're sharing their experience. They're teaching other people,
Hmm.
and with that with that lack of shareable information about not only candle business but also in the craft um, in the craft business, right? Just if you're doing
Yeah, like
anything
creator
small. Yeah,
business.
exactly. Um, Guidance is important, and there's people like I said, like me. There's probably a lot of people doing it, and so I decided because I have a background in business,
Hmm.
and I have started so many business not only for myself but for others, right? And
Hmm.
I said like I need to share this, and I started the YouTube channel. So far, I've been sharing business tip for the business, not necessarily the actual candle making. I will start sharing how to make candles, but mostly I've been focusing on how to succeed in your candle making business, the business part of it, right?
Mhm.
So that is my goal with my YouTube channel, and I think I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing awesome. And I just love that like you've opened yourself up to give back. And I think
Yeah.
that it also speaks to your belief in abundance, right? That it's
Yes.
not about competition. It's about finding your own voice and your own
Yep.
presence and your own brand. And
There's
then
enough for everybody.
there's enough for everybody and it all
Yeah.
goes around. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Actually, my latest video, it's kind of in that line. Also telling people, copy,
Hmm.
but not do not go and copy these people brand, these people names, these people formula. Copy the ideas.
Hmm.
If it's working for somebody else, it's gonna work for you as well. The only thing that you need to do is adapt what's working for others to yourself.
Yeah,
And
make
if
it
you're
yours.
able to do that, and that's how competition is
Well,
created.
and I say this all the time in content creation. Like there is no such thing as an original idea.
That's correct.
Right,
That's
really, right?
correct.
Like it is just all our own interpretations. And you think that it was invented by that guy over there, but he got it from another person.
No, if you want to be original, you need to add your personal touch to
Right.
whatever you're doing.
To something else.
That's how you're gonna be original. Yeah.
100%. Okay, we're going to end with a couple of rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So, what would you focus on first if you had to start over again?
um, if I had to start over again, I would focus on doing more markets, doing markets right away.
Just putting yourself out there, you feel like you
Yeah,
learn a
yeah,
lot from that
yeah.
experience.
Because when people start their business, launching day is like the final line, and you think that that day you're gonna receive 100 people knocking on your door, one, and that's not reality. You
No, it's
know,
not.
if you have a launching day, perfect, but in order to sell you have to bring your products to people, and
Yep.
not necessarily by having a website or having social media
Hmm.
presence. It's by actually putting the product in people's faces, and
Hmm.
markets is the best way. So I would probably start doing market or a physical exposition right away.
I love that. And strategically at those markets, you want to then turn around and drive them to your Instagram, drive like
Yeah.
get them on your email list so that you've almost got like
Yes,
that
yes,
full circle moment.
yes, correct.
Okay,
Yes.
love it. What is one mistake you see beginners making all the time? And it doesn't have to be with candles, but you know a lot of small businesses.
Um, that thing about the launching day,
Hmm.
they set a pretty high standard or
Or we
expectation
have
for.
expectations of our own circle of people, I think.
Yeah, well, that is another thing. If you are starting a business, you cannot rely on your family, friends, or
No, and it's
relatives.
not even the best feeling to just sell to family
Yeah,
and
no,
friends.
no, 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 no. I mean, if you want to close that business right well after you open it, you
Yeah.
rely on people. No, you have to set your expectations as high and go out there humble, you
Hmm.
know?
So
So and
you
just
feel
do
like
it.
rather than thinking people are going to come to you, like one of the mistakes is you think people are going to come to you, go find them.
No, you need to, of course. That's marketing, right? You need to,
Yeah.
it's one of the
But
hats that you
I
have to
think
wear.
it's
Yeah.
something that people get wrong all the time. We think
Yeah.
that the perfect post is going to be the thing
No,
that
yeah, yeah.
sells. We think the perfect website, like all of those things actually don't need perfection. They need to be there. They
You
need to
just need to start. You just need to start and go out the way you are, and you fix on the way, right?
100%. And it's
Mhm.
easier to perfect if you're in action.
Correct?
Love it.
Correct.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out? And maybe we've already said it, but is there any other piece of advice?
Get help. Get
Okay, what kind
help.
of help do you, that's a good question, right? Because you wear many, many, many hats. Where can you get support in your business?
When it comes to craft businesses, creating products, right? That is the easiest part of the job.
And probably
Doing
people think it's the hardest part.
And let me tell you, like, in order for me to make candles, that means a whole night awake because it's the only time where I'm actually have the peace to
Hmm.
pour a candle without being stopped because one kid needs to be fed, right?
Hmm.
So, or the husband needs something.
Hmm.
It has to be at a whole night awake pouring candles.
Hmm.
And that is the easiest part. Now,
Hmm.
if I tell you that inventory and accounting is a
Hmm.
hat,
Hmm.
marketing is a hat.
Hmm.
Social media, which is not necessarily marketing, is a
Hmm.
hat.
Yep.
The
Shipping.
website, shipping, packaging, ordering. That there's so many other things involved in the business that is not only creating the product,
Yeah.
that it's too much. You need help. And if
And
you
I think
are
you need to
able,
ask yourself, like, what has to be me? Like, you really need to be the one at the markets because you're the brand, and maybe when you're bigger, maybe it doesn't have to be. But right now, like, you're the reason people come back. You're the
yeah,
reason people connect to these
yeah.
candles, but it doesn't have to be you shipping it.
That's correct. Or it doesn't have to be you posting every day on social media.
No,
You
doesn't
can
have to be you that
totally,
sends the emails. It doesn't have to be you that even necessarily takes the inventory or does your bookkeeping and accounting. So ask yourself, what are the
exactly.
things that have to be your face and what can you outsource?
Just get the help. I have outsourced my shipping.
Hmm.
I just create
Love
the
that.
labels, I take it somewhere and they handle it, right? And I
Perfect.
don't have to pay for anything because clients pays for the shipping.
Hmm.
So I just had to outsource that.
Hmm.
I don't do my newsletter anymore. I have help for that, right?
Hmm.
I can't not be thinking about copyright pictures and sending the emails and making sure it
And
was sent.
I think sometimes we get stuck in thinking that we should do all the things we're capable of doing. But I always say this in my business. I don't do people's social media and email marketing because they can't do it. I do
That's
it
right.
because it supports them so that they can do the things that only they can do.
That's correct. You need help.
You need
And
help.
you have to go ahead and look for it. Otherwise, you're gonna get burned soon enough. And
Hmm.
these are the things that discourage you right away. And
Hmm.
then
You're
you find
exhausted.
that you find that the business is too much. That no, it's not too much, and
Hmm.
it's your passion. Don't get discouraged
And
right
sometimes you
away.
have to outsource before you're necessarily financially ready to outsource. Like it's not always going to make logistical sense in the beginning.
Well, the financial thing, it's a tricky question right there because if
Hmm.
you have the resource to start if you're starting a business, you have resources.
Hmm.
You cannot start a business
From
without,
nothing.
yeah, that's not possible. To be honest, that story of like you can start a business with $40, you can, no, you
No, you
need.
made two, 300 candles for people.
And
With
let me tell you,
packaging.
yes, you can get a peace of mind for $100, hiring someone to help you out.
Hmm.
$100, $200, that's nothing compared with the time that you're gonna get back to keep your business working for you.
And do the things that only you can do.
Exactly. So you need to get help.
I love that.
Don't hesitate about that. Get help as soon as you can.
I
Yeah.
love it. Well, thank you so much for
You're
today. This was
welcome.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
I am
Okay,
so
so where can
happy.
people find you when they want to go search you out? Tell us all the places.
Okay, so on social media, and that is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest is A1 Rituals by Fharas. And
Hmm.
my website is www.a1rituals.com.
Hmm.
And my
YouTube.
emails, my
What?
YouTube's is A1 Rituals Candles.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then also, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it because you can pretty much get everything also from the website if you
Yeah,
need to.
yeah.
And
Something
I will
this is something I wanted to share real quick.
go.
When I started the business, the name that I came up was A1 Rituals by Fharas, because it
Hmm.
was, to me, it was something very personal. I was making
Hmm.
candles, and I didn't think that this was going to grow so fast, so quickly, right?
Hmm.
Beyond my circle. So it was
Hmm.
A1 Rituals by Fharas.
Hmm.
But soon enough, I
Hmm.
had to register. And when I had to register, I was like, it can't be that personal now.
No, because a
People
brand
need
is
to
bigger than a
know.
human.
Yeah, and in your brand name, you need to let people know what is the product, what is it about.
Hmm.
So you actually want to make it personal, but by far as what was not going to work for me. So,
Hmm.
but I already started everything AWOL Rituals by Farah, my emails, my social media. But when I registered, it had to be A1 Rituals Candles and Co. And
That makes a lot
so
of sense.
these are like the things that
You
you
learned.
fix in on your way, right, to in the ladder of success. This is the things that you tweak, that you fix. And they, all my social media, all my emails and stuff, it's A1 Rituals by Farah, but my company name is A1 Rituals Candles Co. Does that affect me? Did I stop because of that? Did I had a breakdown because of it? No, I just fixed it, I make the work, and I continue, and it's working for me.
It's working for you for
It's
sure.
working
Okay, I
for
love
me.
that. Thank you for that final tip.
Thank you.
Exactly. So thank you again for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure that you go and check out A1 Rituals by Ferris over on Instagram, and you will find all of the things there too. So thanks, Ferris.
Thank you.
Hmm.